To be live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Neuro-Heretical Wargaming. I'm Brenden. It's just going to be me tonight, and we're going to be painting up some Black Templars. I get the stream to work the way I would like. The real question will be, will we get any actual viewers? I don't know, and I'm not holding my breath. But, hey, the algorithm demands. Hey, Perkysaurus, let's go. Well, I can't. Were you here before, or are you actually currently here? I'm a little. I am. Was a good like 5 minutes late to this. I do apologize for anyone that normally votes in the weekly poll. This week, I wasn't 100% sure if I was actually going to be able to get a stream. Very much a very last minute. I'll really admit that just because of life stuff. That old chestnut. And we will just kind of hop into it. For those who are unfamiliar, my Black Templar scheme is pretty straightforward. Put some good old-fashioned Black Templar contrast over it. The pup cam is currently empty. My dog refuses to go figure. But yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? Brachiosaurus out here trying to steal my bases. Who do you think you? We always talk about how crazy it is that mistranslation was so bad here, like, shoot, well over 30 years later. Pretty sure, or at least close to 30 years later, people are still quoting it. Kind of crazy. Oh. Arya, quiet. Be on the channel, but she'll bark. You haven't had corgis. Corgis have opinions. Two ways about it. Forget it. I'll do it by hand. Maybe we'll just physically hold it. I'm getting tired of messing with that. I know I want to end up doing literally all night. It's just, I'm just gonna be upset. Ah, yes, Pergisaurus. I almost forgot that your existence was partially to throw dad jokes at me. Most unfortunate part of all is that they're often quite good, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. You know what? You know what, Perkisaurus? Your dad jokes might be something else, but better than nothing. Say that. I will say that. They are better than nothing. Speaking of which, is the music playing? Yeah, the music. Perfect. Perfect. Now, so I do apologize for the slight delay today. We did have a business meeting here on the channel. I was doing that before, well, a few minutes before this, and then had to run and take the dog out. Just a few little things. God, that faux pas one was bad even for you. Even for you. Even by your standards. That was awful. Absolutely awful. But I guess I'll take it. Provide a modest amount of entertainment, Perkisaurus. That you do. Full grown. Alright, I'll give you that. I'll give you that, Pergosaurus. The full grown got me on that one. 100% on the set. You got me there. You got me on that one. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Here will be not get hammered. Too much. Don't know for sure. Did his right shoulder pad. I was debating if I wanted to do real fist. I did not do that. I have to shake. There. And back to it. For anyone wondering at home, this is just Black Templar contrast paint over a little all high. Nice gray. Ain't no everyone else can work. of the way there. I'm gonna do. Actually, cool. Screen, I love that. Very black and white. I really like that. Missing his armor. Don't think so. Go ahead and close this up. Wash off this brush. A second dry. Drink my shake. Delicious. Perfect. There we go. Alright. Anyway. Now, for something a little special. We're actually gonna put some yellow on this guy. Iron Jaws yellow. I want to do more of a maybe a yellowish orange is the right word. I'm gonna try and do this on bird and the brand new buff. I totally didn't spill like almost 5 times when I was trying to. No matter what yellow you use, just exceptionally. It's not looking half bad. It is over gray here, so that helps. Here in Neuro-Heretical Wargaming, we are a very average. I'm okay with that. Channels have very fancy, like commission painted armies. And those look good. Those look really good, right? Like no two ways about that. They look really good. However, that's not attainable for the vast majority of people. Oftentimes, those armies are essentially double the cost because people they have commissioned to paint them. You know, it practically costs as much as the army did pure plastic. And that's not something we can afford, and that's not something we really want. The way we see it, we are a full spectrum of the hobby channel. We try to show that as much as we can. All right. Overall, looking at it, saw like probably another layer would help. Meantime, go ahead and start doing color here. Good old snakebite leather. Nothing beats that. And John's yellow was bring up snakebite. I don't think Turkeysaurus finally ran out of dad joke. Oh well, that will encourage him for attempt. At least one area that farther didn't. But that's fine. Totally fine. Spots I do before I forget. Is security seal. Red. The best was Hey, wanting fire. What's up? Always happy to see you. You never miss a stream. Yeah, so we're just working on the Execrator from Black Templars. It is one of their 2 newly released minis. I really like this mini, and I like his abilities, so I went ahead and picked him. Quite excited for the Crusade Ancient, so I'll be waiting on him a little bit. But in the meantime, get this guy hand up. I killed him. 2.5-hour stream like we normally do, but that's the whole point is just a happy and a person. Yeah. Put together last way that long. I think pull them up on the Warhammer website. It's cool mini. I really like him. He's genuinely. He's very quickly become one of my favorite. Really, really like him. He's a very cool model. And honestly, even if you don't play Black Templars, it really doesn't actually have that much direct Black Templar. I mean, obviously the shoulder pads are molded. Got the cross here. But that's about it, and this is an optional piece anyway. Yeah, you could probably kit bash in pretty easily, basically. Does he have helmet? Yes, he does. It might be a little hard to tell because it's very white and like washed out because my actual light here. He's got the kind of classic chaplain full helmet. He's supposed to be the death of the Emperor. Hold me on that. Sure, but going on. All right. All those will work. Gray. Boys is it's the Lacarium gray, I think. That one. That's a Lacanium gray. So let me know how the music sounds. Can't quite hear it, so I don't know if it's loud. It looks relatively quiet. If y'all aren't feeling it for whatever reason, let me know. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Guys, I'm gonna add it. Okay. A little quiet. I'll tell you what, I'll put it up a little bit. Go closer. 16.7. Knock it up a little bit. This as the Kingdom Gray or whatever, however you pronounce it. Just points here. We kind of differentiate the little like stretchy turbo greens have in their elbows. Ooh. There's one more spot of this. Okay. If you want me to, I can turn it up a little bit more. I certainly don't mind. For me, I like the idea of like a good part of this just sitting, chilling, listen to music, and not worrying too much about any old thing. That's like, hey, I think it's time to move on to regular paint. Excuse me. All right, perfect. I'm glad you like it. Well, like Luxie purple real quick on wax. Under tension. Cover that for will break. Over. I'll smooth up as it dries up. Nailed to it. Could be all the contrast. Yeah, I mean, say what you will, but Black Templars are like, they got a lot going on. I mean, it's very different compared to like Blood Angels. They have a lot of gold, a lot of like filigree, a lot of stuff like that. Black Templars going to be a lot relatively subdued by comparison to, but like, it's got a lot of that very gothic, very dark drip. And said, really, like, genuinely, there's not many better words for it. It fits this setting very well. All right, we'll do some lead belcher. To see another spot I wanted to do. It's fine. That is neither here nor there. Honestly, more than anything, I'm just glad I was able to get in a stream this week. Things have been lately. I haven't been able to. Been busy. Worked like every morning, every night this week, so it was late. Worked out. Will be worth it. Actually, I say really being able to do these streams kind of. Alright, I won't lie, I don't know much. Vampires, rage thing, everyone's. I mean, you've really got the basics down, right? That's very much. They're like. Got a lot of their shtick. They do have a bit of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing going on with it. So, while they are both space vampires, so they have, what was it, the Red Thirst and the Black Rage. Red Thirst is basically what you said. Space vampires. They have a quite literal thirst for blood. They drink it. They like it. They consider that a horrible secret they have to hide and have been hiding for 1,000 years in the setting. Full course of setting since 30k they've been hiding that. But to follow what you said, when Sanguinius died, his death sent a psychic wave through the Blood Angels, which causes them to believe from time to time that they are in fact Sanguinius, and they are trying to kill Horus before they kill them. All problem there is that they think everyone around them is automatically Horus when they fall to the Black Rage. The Black Rage is also somehow a secret, though the death makes that a big question exactly as to how, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so that's the kind of that's the Mr. Hyde side of it, right? The Dr. Jekyll, the respectable side, is that they are the most literal angels of death in the Space Marine. They lean very heavy on angelic like aesthetics and iconography. Quite literally, Sanguinius was a giant man with wings. Like, it doesn't get any more obvious than that. So they do lean into this very like physically, aesthetically beautiful thing. Like, I think a lot of them are artists, stuff like that. They lean very heavily in that regard. Which admittedly is kind of interesting. So you have like this, like I said, you have a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation where like on the outside there are these beautiful, perfect beings. But in reality, they're actually basically space vampires. They just hide that from the galaxy at large fairly well. I will say, a lot of the more interesting first founding chapters are kind of like that, where they have some secret they hide. I really couldn't think of it. Outside, obviously, the Death Watch and Black Templars, all of the divergent chapters kind of have that going on. You know, you've got Blood Angels, like I just said, where they're trying to hide the Red Thirst and the Black Rage. You've got the Space Wolves trying to hide the Wolfen. And then you've got the Dark Angels trying to hide Fallen. The fact that half their lead traitor. Which I all think is very interesting. I mean, yeah, to be honest with you, if I didn't end up playing Black Templars, I probably would have done something like Dark Angel. I think they would have been my follow-up pick. But, like me, what can I say? Like me, my Space Crusaders. Here's hurt everything over. The Ultramarine, well, actually, the Ultramarines themselves don't, but Gilliman does. So, I guess outside those kind of like outside of the Space Wolves, Dark Angels, and Blood Angels, there's not that many. Like the first bounding chapters aren't that like secretive, but the yeah, Gilliman actually does. So during the Horus Heresy, at one point, I haven't actually read it, so I don't know exactly what the thought process was. Don't quote me on this directly. That's it, like happening. Gilliman became kind of concerned that the Imperium was going to lose, that Horus was going to win. Or at the very least, he was going to be cut off from the Emperor, from the Imperium at large, right? So, along with, was it, I know Sanguinius was one of them, and I want to say the Lion was the other one. They decided, or Gilliman decided, I think, kind of talked them into it, to establish the Imperium Secundus, which was like a second, literally what it says in the 10, you know, a second empire. With, I think, Sanguinius, I don't know if he was strictly crowned emperor, but Sanguinius was at the head of the Imperium Secundus, officially, as the figurehead of it. I think you can even find a piece of art with Gilliman like straight up like raising his Sanguinius' arm in the air in like acclamation. And eventually, the project I think proved unnecessary, and Gilliman kind of tried to cover it up and act like it didn't happen because he was concerned that it would be viewed as treason, which I guess in a way it was. It kind of wasn't. So, yeah, like I said, like the Ultramarines don't necessarily have anything to hide, but Gilliman kind of does. And even then, it's not really like hide. Especially at like by the time of 40k, I think it's pretty much essentially forgotten. But it's still like he doesn't want it getting out. So, with the opening of the Great Rift, who knows what will happen? Kind of seems like with the growth of the Lions Protectorate, whatever. With the growth of that, could be something. Imperium Secundus returning to 40. You know, hey. Yeah, Gilliman. So Gilliman is kind of like all the Primarchs have like some sort of like specialty or like area that they like some kind of area they kind of like excel in. And for Gilliman, it's literally like administration. He's very good at administering territories and like logistics and stuff like that. He's not necessarily the best in combat, and he's like not the most gifted strategist, but there's a reason why the Ultramarines, I think they were the biggest at the start of the Horus Heresy, even after. So part of that had to do with the Dark Angels getting absolutely in their getting messed up, so to speak. In the Rang and Xenocides, I think. They lost a lot of their manpower. Yeah, I think after that, the Ultramarines kind of jumped ahead and, for all intents and purposes, stayed ahead. Yeah, the Deathwing are really cool. I really like how they connect to 30k, because in 30k, the kind of like bone colored army that the Deathwing wears, in 30k times, it was like if you took a wound for another person, wherever you took that wound, you would color that in like the bone color, right? So if you like took a wound for some, like if you took a swing in the arm that was meant for someone else, your arm was painted in that bone color, which I think is really cool. I would like to see something like that kind of ritual in 40k in some way, shape, or form. I don't really know how you do it, but besides the point. Yeah, they did actually. So Ultramar and the systems, or I guess McCrag is the actual, the protectorate or whatever it's called. They were one of the first to come under attack by the Tyranids, and the Tyranids darn near ate them. Got very, very close to just chewing up the Ultramarine. So much so that it actually convinced Marneus Calgar and the Ultramarines at large to diverge from the Codex for like the first time in their history, and they established a unit called the Tyrannic War Veterans, which were very specifically like veteran units that had fought the Tyranids multiple times, and they were something of like a mini Death Watch entirely within the Ultramarines that exist. I think they still exist in models anyway, to hunt down and fight the Tyranids. Models used to be pretty cool because they had a lot of little like dead Tyranid bits. Honestly, I feel like the Ultramarines can be boring. Like I'm not even gonna argue like that. They're like the poster boys. They are like the everyman Space Marine faction. They GW has built their lore and them to very specifically that, and that's okay. Like that is totally fine. Someone has to do it, and they've been those guys since for not quite the first edition, but for a pretty long time. That's okay. They got a pretty neat color scheme. But because of that, a lot of their more unique features kind of get ignored because they don't really. Because they like they actually do have a decent number of characters, or especially for a Codex chapter. Um, but they just don't stand out in the same way. A lot of cause they have Marneus Calgar, they have Gilliman. That's just naming ones that have like actual models right now. They've had even more in the past. If you play it, I guess Fire, you didn't play it, start of the edition, but at the start of 10th, they put out a bunch of made to order stuff. I think it was like Sergeant, like one that I remember was Sergeant Kronos, who was straight up just like a who was just straight up a he was like a tank commander, but he was like he had an individual model, and then he had two models. He had an individual model, like a normal Space Marine. Then he had a tank commander model, and so you could put the tank commander onto any tank you wanted. And then like he was a character that affected that vehicle, even in like 10th edition, where they brought him back for a little bit. He could like affect that ability and treat and like lead it, like this guy would lead a Crusader squad or whatever, right? And like when the tank died, he could get out, and then you would have a little Kronos model that could run around, still do some stuff, which I thought was really cool. Unfortunately, he is gone. Understandable a bit, but sad nonetheless. Yes, Ultramarines have some cool stuff going on. They are relatively generic because that's what they're designed to be. But like they also have a bit of a space Roman vibe going on, which is actually kind of rare in the Imperium. It's not common at all. Because really the Imperium takes more from like the Holy Roman Empire and like Byzantium at the Eastern Roman Empire at its end. Doing pretty good. A lot of stuff. Now, see, that's kind of that's one thing I do think that makes them pretty unique, but gets downplayed a lot. Is the 500 Worlds of Ultramar, or whatever it's called. No, one, I think I want to say there's chapters, but obviously the Ultramarines draw from the entire one. They've got that. Like they're the only chapter that has essentially full control over not just a planet, which even the chapters that have a planet, that's a bit rare. But like full on, like it's a mini empire essentially. Like it straight up has, like I think it's the Ultramar Auxiliary. That is basically a private Imperial Guard force for the Ultramarines, which does occasionally go out into the universe. It doesn't just stay around. Yeah. Obviously, they're home. I think the Ultramarines deserve more credit than they traditionally get. I think they have the things that make them unique gets downplayed for marketing reasons. And on one hand, that does mean they get a lot of love. On the other hand, like I said, that means they just don't get as much unique stuff. Or as much like lore love as some other chapters do. Even when they're like the main dudes, they can be kind of generic. Right. The Crows, yes, Archon. Badge of Capelin. I guess that also should be said that the Ultramarines benefit slash lose out a bit on uniqueness because they have so many successors that like a lot of stuff that could in theory be used for Ultramarines gets end up used kind of like on the lore wise anyway. It's like, yeah, you could have the Ultramarines do something kind of, or you can make an Ultramarine successor that I think is where they end up. We have like, oh, what is it? The Fears of the Emperor, I think. they're Ultramarine successors, but they're like full-on barbarians, basically like they are at most a half step removed from the Space Wolves almost, and they're like more of a Celtic barbarian, but like they are still barbarians that love, quite literally love their spears. Ultramarines, if you ever see that meme that's like suffering from success, that's kind of what the Ultramarines are. I think even like in lore and just like genuinely, they have the most successor chapters. So like a lot of uniqueness has been filled by the successor chapters. Right? So you do see some of that reflected back on 30K. More of a soldier vibe. Are you familiar with the Raptor at all? Spawning fire, by chance? Because that's basically their thing. Is they're just like genuinely like, you know, they fight like modern dudes. They just be modern dudes. Which is cool for like Space Marines. Obviously, you know, Space Marines. You know, even the relatively subdued Black Templars are a certain way, speak. And the Raptors are very much not. If you haven't seen them, Pete the Wargamer has done a lot of kit bashes for Raptors that really help just build that kind of modern vibe. Yeah, exactly. Like, so actually, so fun fact. If you go on to some of the old fan wiki, 1d6 channel or whatever, you go on to those. I think there actually was a fan chapter straight up called the Reasonable Marines that basically are the Raptors, especially the modern Raptors. Exact nature of their once or twice since they first, but regardless, pretty neat. I like them. Like I said, Pete the Wargamer sent very good kit bashes to give them that more like modern slash quote unquote realistic feel that I do rather enjoy. Probably one of my favorite kit bashing channels. Likewise, there is another Space Marine chapter called the Mentor Legion that I think but their whole shtick is that they basically what's in the 10. They go out mostly in like ones and twos and at most a squad and quite literally lead like what's it called? Lead like Imperial Guard forces. Alright, we're doing like 4 different things at once, I'll be honest, guys. Brain no worky when have to thinky. Very, very gauge how I feel. That's done. Grab me some Sandry dust or bones. The bones. Where's my water? Drink plenty of water. Oh. I mean, that's fair. Into the actual. Oh, Color Scheme on Command Coding. You rewatch the Clone Wars series. Actually, what I should do is I need to finish Bad Batch because I never finished that. I don't think I even finished the first season. Not fair at all. I heard really good things about at least the first. That's neither here nor there. Bone. Totally not bone. Pro tip. If you are new to miniature painting, don't be afraid. Just have a like the Warhammer webpage with the model you're painting open. So even if you're doing an entirely different color scheme, I find it's really useful for being able to tell what some things are, because sometimes you can't quite tell. Like, is that supposed to be part of this or part of that? And go and see how the heavy metal team, which is GW's like actual painting team, how they painted something. You tell like, okay, that's supposed to be some kind of bone thing, or at least those two things are connected there, stuff like that. And it's generally useful. I'm not gonna lie, I use it all the time. Yeah, Clone Wars is really good. I haven't like fully watched it in probably a few years. Like obviously, I think the last time I watched any of it was Disney released the last season. After canceling it and bringing it back, you know, they like to play with our hearts like that. But yeah, Clone Wars in end is good. Even the weaker episodes, and there are a lot, even in the final season. Even the weaker episodes are just really me likey. Me likey the clone. Oh yeah, that little starter kit. Yeah, it's a solid little neat. I like they do that. I really do. Last time he was here, I was able to get my nephew into giving that a try. I think he got get that one. Got the one that had like the 3 Infernus Marines, I think. I think it's a nice little like, hey, here's a little intro, get you kind of painting minis, get you set. I think the truth is Anakin's a lot more terrible. Like much more like to think about it. That's really kind of the whole plot of the pre Anakin. But this little bone right here. Dude, we're almost done with him? We kind of are. Oh, yeah. Here, though. For the bait. Careful launching fire. Brachiosaurus will trick you into a series of terrible, terrible jokes that eventually Stockholm thinking are actually kind of good. Treat him with great, great care. Orc skull. Well, that's good, wanting fire. You two are gonna get right along, let me tell you. Right. There's that there. I start doing some. Get that based. His base work. I'm doing the final touches, to be honest with you. Damn. See, Brachiosaurus, now you have someone actually to laugh consistently at your joke. And let's, while I happily ignore it until the end of time. Gets me every time. I try not to. I tell myself I'm not to engage. Not gonna engage. I tell myself I'm not gonna engage, and then I do. Every time, like I said, it gets me every time. Do hipsters even still exist, or did you just age yourself, Brachiosaurus? I say myself, knowing darn well both who hipsters are, and I definitely knew a few back in the day. I think I remember the stupid mustache thing was like a cool thing to. We have Bummer. I said her name and she looked like, what? I didn't say her name, but Bummer, and she's like, what do they want to know? Way too much porn. I mean, kinda. I feel like hipsters also a lot of hipsters I saw were more history about like local things. Like I said, might just been how they evolved over time. But yeah, you're right. I've been to a couple Starbucks. Dude, actually, where I live now, it's probably like hipster. But, at least it was at one point. Probably. Why do I look and see what you guys do? Why do I check in? Why do I check in with you guys? I should just let you handle yourselves. then I never have to deal with it. But every time, like I said, every time, gonna engage. Need a new, not wet palette, but thing for my wet. Yeah. I don't even call that hipster necessarily, just that white girl, you know? I'd say my wife is all kind of ready for pumpkin spice season, so at some point there is no avoiding it. Pumpkin spice is life, pumpkin spice is bad. I okay, I like puns. I will use a good pun quite often. That doesn't mean I don't groan whenever I hear them. Because every time it's like, yeah, you sure did, bud. And I feel like we can all agree that Percusauruses are extra bad. And I'm pretty sure he does it on purpose. And really, if we're being honest, the whole point of a finely crafted bad pun is to be like at least partially cringe, right? Exactly. It's part of the charm. Puns are most fun when you can inflict them on someone else. Like, don't think anyone. Okay, I don't think anyone enjoys hearing puns, but I think lots of people enjoy saying puns. Is probably the best way to put it. Puns are the best when you can put them on someone else. Puns are best when you don't have to suffer alone. A little careful. I here, and I'm greatly worried that it isn't fully dry. That's weird. I get a brush. Probably paint. Cause it to stick together. That's fine. 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 All right. Well, we're a good chunk of the way there, actually. In fact, I think we're almost done. Get shading in. Kind of go from there. Might actually get done with the stream before 10 o'clock for one. Turns out, Space Marines are the way to go. You want to get out of here? Wrong brush. I got up here at a somewhat normal time. Reasonable time if you want. I'm glad you like the pop cam. Oh, she's adorable. I like having her on the stream. Like I said, she sits. I guess I never said it. I decided to do the pup cam because she likes over there all the time, right? whether I'm streaming or not, she is always sitting either like over there or like under my legs. She just really likes to be around people. And then I saw a stream where the guy was like, had a little table for his corgi, and his corgi was just chilling and while they were playing games stuff. I was like, oh, that's actually adorable, and I kind of love that. So I wanted to start doing that. Here we are. We have PubCam. I can find an excuse for her or the other one. Oh, he's really my wife's dog. I have a excuse to have them on stream. I'll do it. And I'll impart mine. You step by. What? Then reason obvious is in fact very clear. Not just a me show. It's mostly a me. That's what it is. Like this thing is mine. Everything else a fully like collaborative effort. Practically anything done. Yeah, she likes the way we like to frame. Yeah, she likes to redecorate a lot. Like she's very particular with wants to be comfortable, and it changes quite often. For example, we have her and we have the other one. They both like to sleep on the bed. The other one, he will stay there all night. He does not leave the bed. He is the bed dog. He will be asleep on the bed all night. Mostly, he'll jump around. She will come up on the bed on her terms, and like she'll be like she's lays against me a lot. She'll be like directly against me, and if I move her like at all, she will like growl and jump off the bed. Like you cannot like she if she gets uncomfortable, she's leaving the bed, and that's it. That is just that. And yeah, it's funny. Like why? Because there's been times where she's come up on the bed, and then like almost immediately I've had to like shift her off, and she gets mad, and, like hops off, and it's like, why did we even? What are we doing? Why'd you even come up on this bed right now? You know, it's whatever. She's cute. I love her. Um. Uh. Other that's Agrax. Where is? Oh no. Oh yeah, it's your cat do the same thing. Okay, I mean cats. It's like here's the thing though. Like I think I've only ever had like one cat actually, but I've been around cats enough to know that cats are just picky, right? Like they just do their own sort of thing. You've watched our Sunday streams, I know you have, but for anyone else, if you've watched our Sunday streams, you've seen the cat jump on. She literally did it this weekend where she jumped on the table, even though she hasn't done it super often. Um, yeah, like she's very particular. She'll come up, let you pet her, and then when she's done, she's like, no, and like bats you and then leaves. Like, why do you come over here? And that to me, that's just how cats always are. They're all like that. They're like very particular with how they want to be, have everything done. Dogs usually aren't that picky. Dogs are usually like, love me. Every once in a while, they'll have little like, no, not there, or whatever. But they're usually not that picky. Like that's why she's a bit unusual. Cats tend to be picky. She does not, or the dogs do not. People have been offended before. Be like, why? What'd I do? Like, oh, nothing. She's her own animal. She does what she likes. She's very much a Augie is like a lap Velcro dog. She is an independent dog. She wants to be around you. She wants to keep an eye on the herd because they're herding dogs. Don't want to necessarily be with the herd all the time. But it does make it extra cute when she's, please love me. You know, go with the bed, right? Oh no, I gotta get the whole thing there. Well, I mean, are you familiar with the term? Are you familiar with the term Bio Titan? By chance, I realized the music stuff. If you're not familiar, Bio Titans are Tyranid Titans. And they're generally the size of, like, they're biological creatures the size of Imperial Titans. So we have nicknamed the kitty the Bio Titan whenever she jumps on the table, as I am sure you are well aware, cats like to knock shit off everything. So whenever she jumps on the table, we get very worried and move very quickly to make sure she's no longer on the table. So, because best case scenario, a piece of terrain, or worst case scenario, it's one of our. And it is easy to explain. Like, broken terrain is still terrain. Broken mini is a lot more work. I will be. Actually, no, I don't have to because I went and grabbed that earlier. Perfect. Let's put it here. Oh, side note, when you get that little Tyranid Space Marine starter thing, wanting you will have to start letting us know what you're painting. You have to be painting at the same time. We're streaming. I don't make the rule, like, I will enforce it. Oh yeah, Space Marine 2. I think they added them. They weren't there at launch. They had them a little later on, but yeah. Big. It's a dry brush. The best. That's how. A rocky look. Admittedly, not the most complicated one, but you know, hey, one starts somewhere. Fun. One thing that also another underrated piece of hobby. Why? Foam. Stick like this stuff in it helps. Oh my! Like a simple brick of foam. Take you so far. I've had this years of. It is beyond useful. I love it. Pieces. Black Templar. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's kind of the cool things about Tyranids, right? It's like, one, they outnumber everything on the battlefield. Like, they always had the advantage. Two, all they want to do is eat everything. So, like, it's very bleak, right? Like, if Tyranids win, you pretty much know exactly what's going to happen. But it's also just like kind of the thing where it's like you don't know how many of them there are. Like, have most of them even entered the galaxy yet? Like, that's, I mean, like, it's crazy, right? Which is the point. But it makes it really cool. Like, here. And the problem with painting a mini off base is you can let buy the mini. It means the mini itself gets kind of dirty. But that's and that's about the per base. Oh. For me, it's Martian Iron Earth. I mean, that's fair. Honestly, I would look up some of like the tyrannic war veteran like models, and that can give you some ideas for kit bashing like the Dragon Set. Real ideas on how to make them anti-tyrannid looking. Those got those base. Both kind of bad though. Go to the store. I was just. But Earth on here. I won't really be able to show you guys if you haven't seen this. It was mostly E1 Empire. Create a really cool like kind of crackle. Takes a while to draw. I won't even lie to you. Mini a night before a turn has been. Getting a fully based armory by the morning. I've also done before where I've like it's been late, so I've just like thrown the brown on and then proceeded to go to bed and do this in the morning. It doesn't take that long. If you can give it like an hour, it's solid enough that you're not worried about like getting everywhere, but that's besides the point. I need to kind of upgrade places. I feel like they're getting pretty and but yeah, it's alright. That's our there. Or give it a little shake. And look at that, we're going to be out of here. I'll be done by 9:30 at the latest. Honestly, I'm done with that. 30, not even necessary. Fairly un. On right in there. So I've been told, so I'll start taking breaks just to stretch. And I do still play more on the protect people things. Kind of take a vocal door approach to the job, but that's fair enough. Yeah, Salamanders have a pretty good reputation as one of the more caring chapters, not the most. So I do think Lamenters probably take a little bit of that. I wouldn't call it Seal and Their Thunder or anything. Yep, this guy is like 90% complete. The only thing he really needs is need to do his shoulder pad here. I was debating doing an Imperial Fist one, and I still might. I haven't decided quite yet. It's just a matter of if I do that, then I have to like get a hold of the like Imperial Fist shoulder pad, and that just costs money. And it's like if I'm gonna use it for one thing, pay for it, you know. But that's I might be able to source ones. I take that. I do know a Imperial Fist. Let's see if I can borrow from. Oh no! Ooh. This isn't like paint. Easy. To be honest with you. Right, anyway. do hate it when there is only a little connection point between the mini and the base. Oh, now he's hitting his arm. No, I got it more on my finger. How'd you like him? How'd you do with, stuff for you guys? Okay, maybe I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna try one more time. If you don't want to go on, then I'm not gonna worry about it. Yep. Give me a sec. Chicken. Something fell off. 95% sure it was part of a lemur. We'll be fine. The claw. And it won. I know this is the exciting painting stuff. You don't gotta tell me. Reach into the choir. You should kind of want edge more plastics. You should want to keep that angle. That should keep him there while the glue dries overnight, and hopefully that's strong enough. If not, I'll have to look at pinning it another time. I'm kind of happy with him. Came out nice. Pretty much kind of fits the vision. Not entirely sure how I feel about the actual brightness of the, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, that's everything I had planned to get painted tonight. Glad you all were here. If you have any final questions for me, go ahead and let me know. I'll hang out for at least a couple minutes. Then yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. But I think it's been a good night. Glad you guys have all been here. Everyone has stayed. That's awesome. Always awesome. Every time. Every single time. I do think he is ready to purge. The Execrators, they released some of the lore about him in the new codex. And their whole thing is that they're at the front, actively leading the Crusader squads a bit more than even the regular chaplains, and it's cool. I like the Execrator. He's a very cool new addition. Not a huge fan of the Crusader Ancient, but there is absolutely nothing Crusader Ancient. That the model is really. I think the rules actually aren't half bad. I'll probably end up looking at it. It's just not like a huge priority. That makes sense. At this time, more of a cool to have than. You look in your bed. Everyone on the internet sees you look in your bed. No, don't go. Stay. Oh, big stretch. She likes her big stretch. About another minute. Then I'm gonna call it a night, I think. No development for long, but I guess I don't like it when they only have a single point of contact. It's so much more difficult. Blue and stuff like that. It much. I really should have just closed it down, left the arm. I got it by myself. But excuse me. It's 9:25. I think I'm ready for bed. What am I doing here? Okay, you got me. Here, so what it is, this arm just holds on to the model, right? So you can see it kind of like right here, where it's physically holding the model. And that lets me put him on the base, essentially, while the glue dries, right? Because he has paint on him, I'm using super glue instead of plastic glue. Plastic glue gets weird with paint. It's a little bit of a weaker bond that way. So what I've done is I put super glue on it. Super glue takes a little while to like dry because I don't have any of the quick act stuff I have isn't super quick acting, and I don't have the spray to make it so. So basically, what it is just gonna hold him in place overnight while he dries, and then in the morning I can just press this, bring it off, and he should be sitting. If that doesn't work, I'll figure it out after on Saturday probably, more accurately. But yeah. Thank you everybody for coming tonight. I know it wasn't a lot of them. I know this was kind of an odd day of the week. Gone from Wednesday to Tuesday to Thursday. My schedule's just more hectic than I would like. That's just kind of how life is right now. I will try as best I can to try and at least get you a hobby stream basically every week, one way or the other. Because this is something I do really care about. You guys coming out means a lot to me personally. So please be sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, even if you've been active in chat. That helps out. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're not subscribed already somehow, please do that. It's awesome when you do. But besides that, I'm getting tired. I'm ready to lay down for bed so I can go to work in the morning. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you on Sunday. Sunday we have, I believe, heard it here first. I don't think we've actually put the stream up yet. We have Emperor's Children versus Leagues of Votann, a double debut for the channel. So please be sure to watch that. Catch us on Sunday. And like I said, I will try to be here again next week, someday. Looking like maybe Thursdays, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much. Hope to see you next time. Remember, like, comment, subscribe.